Yamsin? Yep.
Let's start.
Yes, let's start. So, are you ready, Yamsin?
Oh yes.
Ah,
Maybe let's ask if our audience are ready or not.
yep.
If you are ready.
Alright, so maybe you can let us know if you are ready. Okay. Alright.
Can say
So
yes
thank you.
if you are ready.
Mm. And thank you for those who are joining us today. So, yeah, I think Yamsin kita dah boleh start dah kot.
Yeah. Boleh. Let's go.
Okay. Alright, so hi everyone. Again, we are back in this week punya live kan. So today we're gonna talk about procrastination. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu ni kita panggil apa Yamsin?
Menangguh-nangguhkan kerja.
Yeah.
I just learned this word.
Ya, betul. Menangguh-nangguhkan kerja atau melengah-lengahkan kerja. I guess that this kind of habit kan memang sangat common among kita lah. Maksudnya tak kira lah perempuan ataupun lelaki. It's common to have this kind of procrastination lah. Especially when it comes to things yang memang kita tak suka buat atau kita tak nak buat. Tapi we have to do it no matter what. So that's where procrastination comes in lah. So for today, bersama dengan saya hari ni is a different phase. Usually Syahari kan counselor. Now kita ada different phase which is Yongsin lah. So clinical psychologist juga macam saya. So yeah, so like I said tadi lah kita akan bercakap tentang procrastination. Okay Yongsin, maybe you can let our audience know kenapa kita nak cakap pasal procrastination ni Yongsin.
Right.
Are you
so
here?
maybe like
It seems like you are ready.
Oh, is it? You are lagging from my side as well. Is it?
Okay.
Is it still lagging? No, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So I guess like everyone to chip in as well lah, share a bit lah. Like, does every one of you pernah procrastinate before and then you don't like it? Like for me, myself, I also procrastinate sometimes, like kerja ke atau like rumah kerja, like all this kemaskan rumah, all these little things. Maybe everyone can type in if you have anything to share, like pernahkah you sendiri procrastinate and then you find it like susah untuk to stop the procrastination lah, right? So dari zaman dulu-dulu pun actually this procrastination issue dah ada lah, right? So maybe Ira, you would like to share a bit yourself. Dulu, like not just before smartphone tu ada atau social media tu ada, like everything like the procrastination is always there lah. It's not because masa ni we all have smartphone, we all have these distractions online, baru kita procrastinate. Like it's not like that. We all have procrastination issues early on as well lah.
Yeah. So it seems like the procrastination issue tu bukannya terjadi because of social media sahaja. So because of other thing macam Yongsi cakap mungkin zaman purba agaknya dia masukkan tadi ni zaman mungkin zaman purba. You know what does it mean by zaman purba? It's ancient time, I guess.
Oh,
is that what you mean?
No, I said zaman dulu.
Okay, so maksudnya kalau kita nak cakap I procrastinate banyak sebab I banyak guna social media. Yes, it can be one of the thing tapi it's not the main reason sebab the issue of procrastination itself bukannya baru terjadi, benda ni dah terjadi lama dah, benda ni isu ni dah lama dah daripada zaman dulu lagi. And I saw Yongsin, someone just say hi and good afternoon to us. Hi, grateful for me. It's good to see you back and we really appreciate you consistently attend our live event ni, which is great to know about this lah. Thank you, grateful for me. Alright, okay. So yeah, what do you want to say about procrastination?
Yeah. so procrastination, right? Like usually kita selalu cakap lah, ayah buat nantilah. Ini kerja masih ada masa kan? Like sendiri pun not very urgent. Buat nantilah. So sometimes also like rasa letih, tak ada mood lah, tak ada semangat lah. So tak nak buat lah, or buat nantilah. Tak. So all these ways of kita cakap dengan sendiri, like sometimes our OS lah, the things that we run in our head. So it makes us tak nak buat juga. Like we won't feel like nak buat benda itu. So even myself sendiri pun macam ni. If let's say I postpone dulu, like I said buat nantilah, then actually I terlupa juga. Oh, at the end of the day baru sedar, belum buat lagi. Nanti dia cakap, dokumen tu mana? Forget the documents and stuff. So actually procrastination also makes us like rasa not productive. We cannot have enough time to do it properly, right? So, yeah, so maybe Ira, you want to share like your own experience dengan procrastination?
Okay, so for me, I punya experience dengan procrastination ni lebih kepada social media lah. So I tend to I memang admit betul-betul ni So, so procrastination ni, in my case, I banyak procrastinate on my things is because of the influence of social media itself. So, which is, I guess that, like I said, it's a normal thing lah as a human being. I tak nak salah seorang kat sini kan. So, I nak sama-sama lah kita mengaku benda ni.
Yeah. So it happens.
So it happens, yes. It happens, social media ataupun because I don't find the motivation to do that thing. So itu yang menyebabkan I tend to procrastinate thing. So basically procrastination is the act of doing something when you know that you should do it, tapi you procrastinate lah. Maksudnya the act of procrastination tu sendiri hadir atau emerge bila you patut buat benda yang you sepatutnya buat tapi you tak buat. That's what it means by procrastination. You drag. You know, I found a funny statement lah for me when people says that procrastination is the entity that stops you from getting to do something that you are supposed to do. Walaupun you minat you minat buat ataupun you tak minat buat benda tu, you ada motivation ataupun tidak, but you have to do. Tapi this entity of the procrastination adalah entity yang akan stop you untuk buat benda yang you sepatutnya buat. So it means that you forwarding your task to the next day. So that's what it means by procrastination itself.
It's like a monster, is it? Like an entity like a monster blocking you.
Like a monster yang macam menghasut you, that influence you. So that's what it means by procrastination lah. Okay, so maybe Yongsin, you can help us, our audience understand kenapa we want to talk about procrastination ni. Apa penting ni kita nak address this procrastination issue, especially dalam bidang mental health tu sendiri. How it can affect our mental health when we procrastinate.
Yeah, a lot of clients they struggle with mental health issues because one of it is actually because of procrastination happening all the time. So they want to get things done tapi tak boleh buat, atau like a lot of these thoughts yang like monster, the procrastination stopping them to do the task, and then when they cannot do, it's like sometimes they miss the deadline, they kena marah pada bos ke atau supervisors, ataupun mereka buat kerja last minute, so it's like the work is not nice, not good enough, quality tak baik, then they don't get to achieve what they want lah. So and then a lot of times you rasa lah, if let's say you don't get to achieve what you want, you tak capai kan goal, target yourself, right? Then you start to doubt yourself, like boleh ke I to do this, start to dislike yourself, like I tak boleh buat lah, I tak ada ability to complete lah, all this self-doubt, negative image, it reduces your self-esteem, and then it will make you feel less motivated to go and do the work that you're supposed to do as well lah. It becomes a negative vicious cycle. Yeah.
Betul.
So it affects our mental health actually, and also based on research as well. It's like there's a research that they bagi these university students to complete the assignment. So they make them to, one group is to allow them to procrastinate as much as they want, and another group mereka have to do it early on lah. So when it happens, when they check early on, yang procrastination group itu mereka rasa tenang, rasa relax saja, tak ada stress. Tapi and towards the deadline, mereka jadi sangat stress, lebih stress daripada group yang tak ada procrastination. So dia punya mental health semua itu terjejas juga.
Terjejas.
So, yes, my Malay bahasa Melayu jadi baik. Yeah.
Wow, okay, good job. So and when we talk about procrastination ni kan, procrastination ni dia boleh jadi when we talk the relationship dengan mental health kan, procrastination boleh leads pada depression, and procrastination tu sendiri boleh jadi salah satu symptoms of depression. Maksudnya someone who procrastinate things, just imagine lah kalau you biarkan you punya kerja pile up kan, macam bertambah. Agak-agak you tengok kerja bertambah tu yang tak siap sampai kesudah tu, do you feel happy? Do you feel relief looking at those things yang bertambah-tambah, ataupun you feel lagi stress tengok kenapa kerja aku tak pernah nak siap, and makin hari makin bertambah, bukannya makin hari makin berkurang, right? So that's why it can lead you to feel depressed. You are lagging.
Yes, I am, and you are as well.
Okay.
It's okay.
Am my line okay ke? Maybe our audience can help us whether our line, both of us line are okay. Boleh respond tak to us? Okay. So kenapa I cakap pula bila you ada procrastination boleh jadi salah satu tanda yang you tengah depressed. Sebab macam I cakap lah tadi, bila you ada procrastination, it can macam boleh menggambarkan tentang your motivation to do things. So having low motivation atau having low self-esteem is a symptom of depression. Procrastination behavior boleh, and procrastination tu sendiri boleh jadi symptom. Tu maksud I, it seems like lagging sangat ni.
Hello.
Yongsin, can you hear me?
Just now a bit lagging, so tak
Now it's better?
Now it's better sikit, yeah.
Okay. How about from our audience, yeah? Can you guys hear us?
Boleh dengar ke?
Boleh dengar ke? Just let us know. Sebab from our side ni dia macam sangat teruk, dia punya lagging. So, yeah. Okay.
Boleh dengar? Okay.
Okay. A bit better?
Alright.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright. Yes, can. Okay, thank you. Zarik Sakina. Sedap nama awak. Okay. Alright. So, that's about line kurang grateful for me. Alamak. Putus-putus. Alamak. Buffering.
Okay.
Sekarang better a bit ke macam
just now? Nak repeat?
Sekejap ya, I cuba. Now? How about now? Now, is it better?
I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yosin, can you hear me ke?
Yes, can.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So, macam I cakap tadi lah, I just recap sikit lah ya. Macam I cakap tadi, procrastination ni boleh jadi salah satu factors yang boleh lead pada depression, and procrastination ni boleh jadi simptom untuk depression tu sendiri. Sebab macam I cakap tadi, bila kita pile up works kan, So of course lah kita akan rasa tak senang. Kita akan rasa macam stres je tengok benda ni makin lama makin tak siap. Padahal ada banyak lagi kerja dekat belakang ni yang nak kena siapkan. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I cakap it can lead you to feel depressed. But at the same time, it can be one of on a depressive symptom. Bila you kata, I always sedih and I suka sangat procrastinate things. Sebab I tak ada motivation nak buat. Sebab when we talk about procrastination kan, one of the punca yang membuatkan kita suka procrastinate things sebab kita tak find the motivation to do so. Kita tak find the value kenapa penting sangat untuk aku buat kerja ni, and kita tak find pleasurable untuk buat benda ni, and kita tak find achievement atau mastery level bila kita buat benda ni. So bila kita tak ada tiga benda ni, it means dah macam susah lah untuk kita find the motivation untuk kita buat sesuatu kerja. The motivation is not there. So bila tak ada motivation, benda tu boleh lead kita untuk procrastinate things. So that's why bila you datang dekat kita and bagi tahu you tengah rasa sedih, you tengah rasa depressed, and then you bagi tahu you suka procrastinate things sebab you tak ada motivation untuk buat benda tu. So it can help us to understand that you might show a symptom of depression. So again, like I said, procrastination itself can lead to depression. And procrastination itself boleh jadi a symptom of depression. Okay? So clear ke sekarang dengan?
Yeah. Am I making no, right? Yeah, that's one thing that I would like to add lah. Like sometimes kita tak boleh differentiate, is it procrastination or is it like normal saja, like I'm like planning or we take time to rest. So some people cannot differentiate. They like, I cannot procrastinate, I cannot wait at all, I must jump into my work immediately, tanpa rehat, tanpa planning. That one is also not quite productive lah. That will be like consequences we cannot plan for, or we didn't think enough before doing. So there's a difference. Like procrastination, like if let's say you ambil masa untuk planning, untuk rehat dulu, then you ready, baru you start kerja, that's okay. As long as you boleh habiskan kerja you, boleh buat dengan baik. Tapi untuk sesetengah orang, like mereka plan too much and then tak pernah start at all, then it becomes like a procrastination issue lah. Yeah, just to differentiate it a bit more. Yeah. So maybe maybe like the audience can share lah, if let's say ada apa questions if tentang procrastination at this point, like how do you see yourself, ada procrastination issue ke tak, definition of procrastination. Yeah, right?
I guess that when bila kita interested untuk I mean that kalau when you are here kan, it seems like this topic quite important for you to address on kan, untuk address kan. So maybe you can share with us some of procrastination things yang biasa you lakukan lah. Okay, I mean that procrastination ni is not a bad thing to be viewed lah. Maksudnya it's not supposed to be there, tapi bukanlah benda something yang macam jahat ke atau macam mana sekalipun. Sebab procrastination ni is a behavior yang I cakap tadi, it's a behavior when we don't have a motivation to do things. So it's normal as a human being we tend to procrastinate things. So maybe our audience can share with us what kind of procrastination things yang you biasa buat dalam kehidupan you. So tadi I dengan Yongsi dah share a bit of our experience on procrastinate things, kan? So yeah, our audience can also. So apa dia Yongsi?
Yeah, while we are waiting, we're waiting for everyone to share. If let's say you have any like maybe questions about why do I have this procrastination issue, you can definitely share. There's one more that my personal experience that I think can be really funny. It's like how we sometimes plan to do exercise. So there was time that I plan dengan colleague I, then
Mak ni macam kena beli je ni.
Sounds so familiar, Ira. So we plan to do exercise. Tapi hari ni plan tapi tak boleh buat, and then we postpone, and then to tomorrow, and then the next week, and then the week after. So then at the end belum jadilah.
Yes, that's another example of procrastination. Wow, you are so on point, Yongsin. Yeah, that's the example. That's the example of procrastination. Maybe because I don't find the need lagi, kenapa perlu exercise habis kerja. That's why I tend to procrastinate the exercise itself. Yes, the motivation is not there yet. So yeah, the audience can share you guys punya experience. So maybe we can move to the next part, Yongsin. So, so now let's talk about the type of procrastination. So, bila kita procrastinate ni, ada beberapa jenis procrastination. So the first procrastination adalah procrastinator yang sangat perfectionist, yang aim for perfectionist. Maksudnya you procrastinate things sebab you aim for perfectionist. Maksudnya you akan letak excessive amount and time and energy untuk buat benda ni sebab you nak ensurekan perfectionist. You sangat takut pada imperfectionist, you sangat takut pada kegagalan. So maksudnya you tend to procrastinate your works sebab you nakkan kesempurnaan. So someone with perfectionist ni, usually they will have this kind of thoughts tau. Kalau you pernah join our live sebelum ni about the negative thoughts kan, we did mention about different types of unhelpful thinking style yang setiap manusia ada. So tapi kita ada different kind of unhelpful thinking style lah. But as a human being, it's normal to have this kind of unhelpful thinking style. Tapi someone yang nakkan perfectionist ni, usually diorang punya thinking style adalah lebih kepada all or nothing thinking. Maksudnya, either I buat terlalu baik, perfect, atau I tak buat langsung. So bila jadi macam tu, there is a tendency, kalau you want to make sure benda tu cantik, sempurna, dengan siap dengan sempurna, dengan cantik, tanpa ada cacat cela, tanpa ada any kekurangan dalam kerja you, so you actually pile up your works. Sebab you nak make sure kan kesempurnaan, sedangkan there is a tendency that you akan buat silap. Kan? Tapi sebab you nak make sure benda ni complete cantik, sampai benda-benda lain tertangguh. So you see how, come again, Yongsin?
The need for perfection, right?
Yes. So
someone commenting though, saying that so Ira, would you want to answer the question? So procrastinate because don't have basic idea how to do the things. So very difficult to solve the problem or start doing it semasa don't have any idea to how to start. Is that one of the type of procrastination? Would you want to maybe link it to your types?
Come again, Yongsin?
There's a comment, dia cakap, when I don't know how to do it, tak tahu macam mana nak buat, and then just hang on there, dia mind blank, tak boleh nak start itu kerja lah.
So maksudnya you tend to I nampak ada juga someone yang support Zarik Sakinah ni punya jawapan, which he says also the same thing. Dia pun akan tend to procrastinate things bila dia tak tahu macam mana nak buat. So this is what we call as a motivation juga. Maksudnya bila kita tak tahu macam mana nak buat benda tu, tapi dalam masa yang sama kita kena buat juga, kan? So yes, benda ni reduce kita punya motivation. Tak apalah, nantilah buat ni. Aku bagi masa sikit. Nanti baru siap, nanti baru buat. So yes, procrastination boleh datang juga bila kita tak tahu macam mana nak buat, and it reduce our motivation. Macam saya cakap tadi lah, lack of motivation can contribute to procrastination behavior.
Yeah, that's fear of making mistakes, right? Jika tak tahu macam mana nak buat, and then like, if I buat macam ni, betul ke tak? So start to worry lah, if I make mistakes, macam mana?
Yes.
So, tak boleh dapat juga.
Betul. So bila macam our audience yang 2 orang yang komen kan, yang kata they don't know on how to do it. I mean that don't know on how to do it, it's still fine. Tapi kalau expecting it to be perfect. So bila benda macam ni, inilah yang boleh lead pada procrastination. So again, like I said, it's about the way you think about the work itself. So kalau you rasa macam okay, I nak perfect benda ni sampai you tangguh-tangguhkan kerja lain. Kalau you tak tahu nak buat, you can still take a step untuk belajar macam mana nak buat. Tapi kalau you aim for perfectionist, then it's gonna be a bit challenging lah dekat situ. Dia tak tahu, dia tahu nak buat, tapi I want to aim for perfectionist. So itu jadi challenging sikit. So that's the first type lah, untuk first type of procrastination. The second one adalah seorang procrastinator yang jenis, we call this in English as a dreamer procrastinator. Susah dah nak sebut dia. So the dreamer procrastinator ni maksudnya someone yang macam mana saya nak cakap dalam simple word ya. Dia bagus dalam initiate the plan, dia bagus dalam planning, tapi bila nak buat tu dia tak buat. Maksudnya the ability to buat, the ability to plan tu ada, tapi the ability untuk buat tu dia tak ada. Bukan sebab dia tak tahu ya, tapi dia punya, that's what we call it a dreamer tau, sebab dia macam letak dalam angan-angan je, tapi dia tak make it into a perlakuan. Dia tak buat pun benda tu. So this can be, so this is what we call as a dreamer procrastinator. Maksudnya dia boleh initiate the planning, tapi to initiate into a practical part, dia tak boleh. And bila jadi macam tu, dia suka drawback daripada something yang distressing ke, something yang susah untuk dia. So this kind of the dreamer procrastinator lah. Yang Sin ada apa dia?
Grateful for me cakap itu dia like dreamer, is it? I think she's referring to the dreamer procrastination tendency lah. And then Zari dia cakap how about tak boleh fokus, like maybe when you're doing the work causing the mood not good, also tak boleh fokus. Focus.
Okay. Alright. So when we talk about losing focus ni okay, continuously losing focus, which mean you easily distracted by your external thingy ke? Is that what you mean ke? So if in that case lah, usually kalau daripada our point of view lah, usually it tells a lot of things. Sebab when we talk about focus ni kan, it associate with mood, it associate with the if pernah dengar tentang ADHD, so maybe can help us understand kenapa you senang sangat losing focus ni. And it does not, macam benda ni berlaku like you said, it's a continuously losing focus kan. So help us understand how persistent you punya losing focus, seberapa kerap you punya losing focus, and help us understand juga how long you can sustain on doing things, especially on doing things yang you suka. Sebab like I said lah, losing focus ni it's not because of you tak ada mood atau motivation untuk buat, tapi it might be because of other things. So it's good juga if you can help us to understand about your losing focus ni. Kan yang Sin, ada apa-apa you cakap?
Yeah, I think to differentiate lah, ada mainly two types of reason lah. One is kerana you memang ada isu dengan fokus since young, is like neuro punya issue, atau dengan otak lah kita punya fokus ada masalah. Or is it because you ada banyak other distractions like your social media, like other things like lebih fun, lebih exciting to do, ataupun tak ada motivation. It comes from internal psychological issues yang menjadikan kita tak boleh fokus. So it's like a two separate big categories that we can look at. So yeah, we can proceed. Yeah.
Betul? Okay. So, siapa ke tadi namanya tu? Zaris Sakinah maybe can help us understand a bit lah when we talk about continuously losing focus ni. Okay, so let's move to the next, the third type of procrastination. Kita panggil sebagai the warrior. procrastinator. Maksudnya you procrastinate things because you have a worry feeling that come at the first place. Maksudnya you takut untuk buat, you have this kind of fear of doing works because you afraid that you making mistake. So that's why I said it's a worrier. Maksudnya you have a worry feeling, so benda ni buatkan you procrastinate your work. So when someone yang worry ni kan, dia sangatlah having a lack of confidence dengan kemampuan diri diorang. Diorang always tertanya-tanya, have this kind of thoughts macam boleh ke aku buat benda ni? Mampu ke aku siapkan benda ni? Benda ni macam susah je, so better not to do it lah. Next time I buat bila I am ready. But to say bila you are ready tu, kita tak tahu bila you are ready. But the thing here is you allow yourself, yes, you allow yourself to be influenced by your worry emotions. That's why it leads you to procrastinate your things. Maksudnya your worry has influenced you as a whole. Sebab tu you tak boleh nak completekan you punya kerja. Sebab you terlalu fokus on you punya capability to complete your homework. And someone yang having this worry procrastinator ni, dia sangatlah susah, high resistant untuk making changes. Dia nak deal dengan benda yang dia dah biasa buat rather than benda yang dia tak biasa buat. Sebab dia sangat worry lah. Dia sangat worry kalau dia buat silap on things yang dia tak pernah buat. So they choose to procrastinate things.
Can I add in a bit?
Yes, boleh.
Support your statement of worrier, right? Biasanya orang with anxiety or like sangat anxious kind of people will have this kind of procrastination tendency. Like you say, a worrier, so they often fear of the worst outcome, fear of the bad outcome, and then have the self-doubt that, so like it's kind of linking to what you said previously lah, ada anxiety punya trait atau linking to anxiety.
Yang Sin tu ada someone said dia test, adakah sebab kita putus-putus ke dia test ni?
I tak tahu, I pun nampak dia test tapi I think he tulis ADHD dan procrastination juga amat berkait.
Yes. You know what does it mean by amat berkait, Yongsin?
Sangat berkaitan.
Alright.
Saya punya bahasa.
And she is speaking from a life experience. Okay, so that's betul-betul Nur Fatihah. Sebab ADHD, when we talk about ADHD ni, it's about senang sangat untuk losing focus and easily distract with your with other stimuli lah. So someone with ADHD ni usually kan bila nak buat kerja tu, diorang punya tendency untuk stay buat kerja sangat-sangatlah short. It can goes up just 5 minit je dia boleh bertahan untuk buat kerja. Kerja banyak ni, tapi boleh bertahan pay attention selama 5 minit sahaja. So bila once diorang dah distracted pula, it's not easy for them untuk balik pada task diorang. Itu yang difference between ADHD dan kita as someone yang having attention issues juga tapi are not ADHD. Sebab everyone is having attention issues, especially on things yang kita tak minat. So tapi itu bukan bermaksud kita ada ADHD. So someone yang ADHD ni, bila dia losing focus, it's not easy for them untuk balik pada kerja diorang. Tapi macam someone yang just having attention issues, ada short attention span juga, tapi they still can come back on their own. Benda tu still happen juga, tapi itu bukan ADHD. ADHD bila you rasa susah sangat, you perlukan someone untuk paksa you, cubit you, tarik telinga you untuk pergi buat kerja tu balik. So memang when we talk about ADHD ni yang ada limitation untuk losing focus, memang sangat berkait lah dengan procrastination. Dia kira macam procrastination ni adalah akibat bila kita senang sangat hilang fokus. The following behavior lah. The following behavior because of poor attention span. Macam tu. So thank you Nur Fatihah for sharing this. Oh, okay. Tak dah, saya nak type tadi tapi tak nampak. Dah okay sekarang. Thank you for your feedback, Fatiha. Okay, so let's move to the next part, Yongsin. The next types of procrastination kan kita panggil sebagai the defier procrastinator. So the defier procrastinator ni maksudnya you focus on doing things macam mana nak cakap, because of other people expectation, not because you want to do it. So someone yang defier procrastinator ni dia tak tahu macam mana. Contohlah kalau orang bagi dia banyak kerja kan, dia tak tahu macam mana dia nak cakap yang aku tak suka, aku sedih, aku marah dapat banyak kerja macam ni. Tapi cara dia nak tunjuk adalah dia procrastinate things. So this is what we call as the defier. Ya, betul. Sangat-sangat indirect. I nak explain pun macam terbelit dah lidah ni. Macam bergulung-gulung lidah I nak explain ni. Tapi the defier procrastinator ni maksudnya you buat something because of others punya expectation. It's not because you want to do.
So it's macam like usually happens in kids or teenagers, lebih kerap lah. Like if they parents ask them to do this, do kerja rumah, study, go and do house chores. Mereka is like, I don't want lah, or like, I just delay lah, nanti I nak tengok habis Netflix dulu, tengok habis TikTok dulu, 5 minit lagi. I think that happens quite often lah, right?
Betul. So basically someone yang the defier procrastinator ni maksudnya they tend to see life in terms of what other people expect it to be. It's not what they want to do. So that's why they tend to procrastinate things. You see how can you how you can, when we talk about doing something is because other people want us to do it. It's about external motivation. But then how long you can sustain if you rely on other people's expectation? As compared your internal motivation is because you really want to do it. So having different types of motivation ni pun boleh buat kita boleh, how to say this, boleh predict berapa lama kita boleh sustain in doing things. Boleh predict how long we can do things. So kalau kita buat because of that are the expectation from other people, the tendency to do it tu, dia punya duration might be a bit shortened as compared to internal motivation sebab memang kita nak buat. So bila dia rasa macam aku buat benda ni untuk orang lain, so there is a tendency yang macam kalau aku tak suka, kalau kau bagi aku kerja banyak, aku tak boleh nak cakap aku tak suka. Sebab it's about other people's expectations kan. So macam mana you nak tunjuk dengan cara you tak suka atau you procrastinate things.
Right, it's an indirect way of saying no, and it sounds like macam people pleaser juga. Like people ask me to do things tapi I tak boleh nak cakap no, I tak nak buat ataupun nak tukar kerja ke apa. So instead of saying no, dia like I okay, I accept it, tapi I letak tepi until like dah ada dust dekat sana pun tak nak buat kerja tu. It's like that lah.
Betul? Betul. And the next part kan Yongsin is about the crisis maker. The crisis maker procrastinator. The crisis maker procrastinator ialah someone yang rasa dia boleh bekerja under pressure. Siapa yang macam tu? Dia rasa macam I ni seorang yang jenis buat last minute pun boleh perform lah. Boleh siap, I buat last minute tak apa.
Very common.
So, dia punya procrastination yang macam ignore the task until the last minute, dia rasa dia boleh buat. Tapi bila tiba-tiba task tu create masalah pada dia, dia tak boleh nak deal dengan benda tu. Sebab tu kita panggil crisis maker. Suka buat crisis. Kan? So sebab dia rasa dia boleh buat under pressure. Maksudnya kalau ada pressure nanti pun walaupun I buat last minute, I still can do it. Tapi bila masalah tu betul-betul ada, so benda tu boleh bagi dia boleh bagi dia overwhelm feeling lah. Ah,
Yeah,
and
actually
I
more stressful.
betul. And I nampak ni teratai ni kata pressure one of motivation. Yes. Pressure one memang boleh jadi motivation, but it can it's still better kalau kita can find motivation selain daripada rasa stres. Sebab rasa stres ni dia boleh motivate kita in a short term sahaja. Tapi yang for long term dia akan meninggalkan kesan yang lebih lagi. Sebab it's like macam unhealthy motivation lah. Sebab dia macam dia tak membantu kita untuk long term. So fine, it's better kalau you nak cari something that can motivate you, find something that are more healthy as compared to stress. Sebab I believe that you want to find a motivator yang boleh for the long term, not for a short term only.
I think
Kan?
to add up to that, right, also perlukan to understand lah, need to understand the stress, the source of stress. It comes from your fear of not able to complete the task. So bila dekat deadline, you start to think, oh my god, what if my boss asks me? Oh my god, I cannot submit this assignment on time. So you start to feel fearful, then only you ada rasa stress. So this source of stress tu macam like not a very supportive kind of stress lah. It's not like, oh, I want to achieve something. It's more like I takut nanti tak boleh habiskan, so it makes you want to do the work. So like you said lah, short term itu stress, tapi if every time it happens this way, every time before deadline rasa stress, then actually it's become a chronic stress juga lah. So have to manage that level of stress actually.
Betul. So maksudnya kita kena ingatlah stres ni memang boleh jadi sebagai motivator. Sebab kita rasa macam oh ada deadline, so aku kena siap cepat lah. Tapi let's not take it a stress as a motivator, sebab benda ni tak membantu untuk long term. Tapi dia akan meninggalkan efek yang teruk untuk long term. So choose lah nak yang mana. So, and the last one is we call as the overdoer procrastinator. Maksudnya, you procrastinate things because you willing to take everything and sanggup buat benda tu semua sendiri. Maksudnya, kalau someone yang have the overdoer procrastinator ni, dia seorang yang having this poor assertiveness skills. Poor assertiveness skills ni maksudnya you don't have a capability untuk say no, a courage to say no. So bila orang bagi kerja, tak apa biar aku buat, tak apa biar aku buat. So you tak ada kemampuan untuk say no bila orang bagi bila orang bagi kerja. So bila you tak ada kemampuan untuk say no, and kerja you makin bertambah. So this is what it means by the overdoer procrastinator. Maksudnya procrastinator disebabkan kekurangan you untuk say no, and you overdoing in something. So dapat ke so far about the types of procrastination? So tak apa, mungkin balik ni kita boleh renung-renungkan which kind of procrastinator I am. So I guess that you can find this thing actually in the internet sendirilah. So it's good to have a read about the types of procrastinator ni, sebabnya kalau kita nak bantu diri kita daripada procrastination, this is what the next topic kan, Yong Sin kan, is about macam mana nak mengatasi. Ada pertanyaan juga tu, bagaimana nak mengatasi procrastination. So salah satu cara untuk mengatasi procrastination tu adalah dengan mengetahui aku ni jenis procrastinator yang macam mana ya. Yang nakkan perfection ke, yang suka worry ke, yang suka buat sesuatu just sebab ada people's punya expectation ke, ataupun aku ni seorang procrastinator yang jenis suka macam berangan je, tapi bila nak buat tak buat. So which kind of procrastinator are you? So okay, so back to the next to the cara mengatasi yang said.
Right, so maybe I will start by the thoughts part, and then Ira will continue with the skills. So there are two sections lah. At the first part, like Ira tadi cakap, there's about 6 types of procrastinator type kan. So each type of them have a slightly different punya types of thought process lah. We call it sometimes cognition, thinking errors, all these thinking types. So for example lah, yang those yang dreamers or like I need to plan, I need to finish my plan dulu baru boleh I start. So this kind of thought process, maybe you can start to notice it and also to adjust it lah, to like maybe okay, even though I must like do a proper plan, but I can start first or I can try a little bit. So I don't have to wait until I fully plan, baru I start actually. So that's one way of seeing things. So instead of waiting, you can just plan while also doing your tasks, right? Tak perlu tunggu-tunggu lama-lama. Another one is like sometimes like tak ada motivation, tak ada semangat, or like feel like I don't have a reason to do this. I feel so tired. But this is something yang important for you to do. For example, assignment. You tak suka assignment ni, tapi you still have to do it. So instead of saying, oh, I'm really tired, I have no motivation to do this, you can try to remind yourself and say like, oh, I can still make a small start. It doesn't mean like I need motivation, baru I boleh start doing it. Sometimes when we start doing it, the motivation will come after that. Sometimes selepas you habiskan sedikit juga, you feel like, I boleh buat I feel very motivated, feel very rewarded. And that feeling also actually makes us feel a bit more motivated to do more things, right? So just now, Ira, you also talk about one more is like very interesting one is a perfectionist, right? It's quite related as well. Like we tend to want things to be perfect and scared that if we make one mistake, becomes a failure, right? So if let's say you have this black and white all or nothing kind of thinking, then we have to try to adjust it and say, okay, making mistake, does it mean it's really a failure? You can be curious, or is it another way to see it, like making mistake is actually a way to learn, to jadi lebih baik actually. So when we have a perfectionist mindset, kita boleh start to break down a bit, to be more nice to ourselves. It's okay to make mistake. The most important thing is to start first. Yeah.
And cakap pasal ni kan Yongsin, I macam okay, when we talk about the warrior, mana tadi tu? The warrior procrastinator. Someone yang fear, yang dia tak tahu nak buat macam mana. Someone yang worry kalau aku buat ni nanti ada silap macam mana. Kan? So benda tu buat you procrastinate things. So usually this kind of thoughts kan, dia rasa dia tak boleh nak buat. Kan? Tapi maybe in certain parts dia tak boleh buat. So instead of saying yang you tak boleh buat as a whole, maybe you can change the way you think by saying, yes, I can't do this part, but what I can hear ialah blah 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 blah. So you see, use yes and but technique here. So it means that you accept that there are certain parts yang you tak boleh buat, but it doesn't mean that you can't do the whole part. Tapi bila you choose to procrastinate, it seems like bukan part yang you tak tahu je. Part yang mungkin you tahu pun, you tak boleh nak buat benda tu because you already procrastinate since earlier. So that's why like Yongsin said, at least start a bit. Start a bit, then you can move forward. Rather than tak start langsung. That's what black and white thinking atau all or nothing thinking. It's start a bit daripada tak start langsung. Then it can help you to move forward. Okay? So Yongsin, you have another thing to add on how to help ourselves from being procrastinating.
Yes, I saw one comment, dia cakap nak kita share video ni. Thank you so much for supporting us. I hope this is helpful. We're gonna share more, so we'll share this later also lah, right? So I really like how you put it, like the fear of the worst outcome ke, the warrior type, right? So instead of waiting or thinking about it and worry about what's gonna turn out, kita start dulu and small steps lah. And usually for myself, I like to use the 2-minute or 5-minute rule. Like sometimes before we start the task itself, I rasa macam like dreadful ke, rasa tak semangat.
Exhausted kan?
Yeah, so like dreadful. So the 2-minute rule is you start 2 minutes saja, you do 2 minutes saja, and then you feel it. You see how you feel after 2 minutes. So sometimes we will overcome that dreadfulness once we start lah. So that's a simple technique that I like to use all the time.
This technique reminds me of the apps Pomodoro. I don't know kalau our audience quite familiar with this. So Pomodoro ni dia bagi macam time for you to take a break lah. So sometimes the reason kita procrastinate things juga mungkin sebab kita terlalu exhausted on doing our things. So our body and our mental need to be rest too. So give that space untuk our body to get rest. So Pomodoro technique you can find on your App Store ke Play Store ke. So this kind of Pomodoro technique, maybe you can help me to type Yong Sim in our comments.
Pomodoro, right? Yeah, okay.
Pomodoro technique, yes. So this Pomodoro technique boleh bantu you untuk break your time in a more proper way lah, so that you have time to do your things and at the same time have time for you to get rest. Yes, Pomodoro technique.
Yeah, it's correct spelling ke?
You nak promote apa tu? Pomodoro. Pomodoro technique. So it's good to have this apps in your phone lah. Okay, alright. So selain daripada tu, for me, I think that at the first place, before kita break down kita punya goals ke, before kita break down our task into a small chunk ke, it's good kalau kita forgive ourselves at the first place. Forgive ourselves for the things, for procrastination yang kita pernah buat pada zaman-zaman dulu Yong Sin pada masa lepas. So it means that let's say lah you starting today, you have your new aim untuk tak nak procrastinate things. Cuba untuk tak nak procrastinate things lagi. So sebelum ni kalau you rasa macam I have procrastinate a lot, so it's okay. So things has happened and you can't change that things anymore. So let us forgive ourselves. First, make peace dengan diri kita dulu. Sebab it's not easy for you to make changes if you keep blaming yourself for things that you have done before. So try to make peace with yourself by forgiving yourself. So you still have a time for you to make changes. So today is gonna be a new day for you to make the changes. So forgiving yourself is one of the ways lah before we go to the technical steps untuk improve procrastination ni. Okay. Lepas tu Yong Sin ada nampak komen.
Kenapa lagi saya try nak get organized through apps, lagi I rasa overwhelmed and lagi tak boleh buat. Memang otak saya chaotic ke? Tak apa. Memang
tapi tapi saya dah didiagnose dengan ADHD. Okay. Someone with ADHD ni kita punya dia keadaan pemikiran someone with ADHD ni, dia orang punya pemikiran ni lebih kepada serabut sikit. Dia macam impulsif. Dia macam everywhere. That's why dia orang sangat senang untuk lose track.
Organization is a difficulty lah.
Sebab tu lah, I really salute you sebab you try to get organized with things. Walaupun, by looking at the nature of ADHD itself, you will have a difficulty to organize things sebab you punya poor attention span. But then, since you have an effort untuk try, it's a good thing to know. And yeah, it's not easy untuk you organize sebab okay, nanti I akan go the last part lah kalau sempat ya. I will talk sekarang lah I want to talk about the Eisenhower matrix. Is it how it is called? I tak tahu lah. The Eisenhower matrix. Okay, so the Eisenhower matrix ni dia macam divide into 4 tau. So the Eisenhower matrix ni dia boleh bantu you untuk macam mana nak manage you punya kerja into urgent and also important things. Sebab ada benda yang urgent tapi dia tak important. Ada benda yang important tapi dia urgent juga. Macam mana? I pun confused dengan apa I
There's
cakap ni.
two
Tapi
types lah. Two types.
yes. So basically kalau you tengok dekat sini kan, alah I tak tahu lah you guys nampak ke tidak, tapi the Eisenhower ni dia believe on 4 boxes. Dia suka divide task into 4 boxes. So maksudnya the first boxes, kerja ni memang urgent and kerja ni memang important. Tapi ada kerja yang not urgent tapi dia important. And kotak yang biru bawah ni pula ada yang urgent tapi dia tak important. Dan ada yang tak urgent dan tak important pun. So you see, bila you buat this kind of boxes, it can help you understand which one yang you sepatutnya do first. So dan bila you buat macam ni, kalau boleh try not to put so many tasks inside one box. Sebab bila kita tengok banyak sangat task ni dalam satu box ni, benda yang let's say lah for urgent and also important ni kan, which means the things that you must do first. So kalau you tengok banyak sangat you letak dalam do ni. Sedangkan mungkin kerja tu boleh pindah dekat kotak nombor 2. Dia tak urgent tapi dia important. So bila melibatkan tak urgent and tapi important, you still can set a schedule. So bila you nak buat benda ni? So it means here benda tu tak perlu do now. Benda tu can set a schedule. And yang ketiga mungkin kerja tu boleh jatuh bawah urgent tapi dia tak important. So benda ni mungkin you boleh macam delegate the task lah. Sebab mungkin kerja tu tak memerlukan your specific skill. So maybe you can delegate task to other people. So kerja ni still urgent tapi dia tak important. And the last one, mungkin kerja tu sebenarnya tak penting dan tak urgent pun. So try to help yourself untuk understand kerja ni jatuh bawah kotak yang mana. So kalau you put everything in do, so benda tu akan buat you lagi overwhelmed. So at least boleh kalau rasa banyak sangat task, tengok task tu kalau boleh setiap kotak ni cuba letak 10 task sahaja. Kalau boleh letak 5 pun boleh juga, no problem. Cuma jangan cuba differentiate. What I'm trying to say here adalah not urgent tasks are important and not, how to say this, the urgent tasks are not important and the important are never urgent. I sampai tulis lah dia punya susah.
I guess it's something like this, is it, Ira? Not all important tasks ialah urgent. Not all urgent tasks ialah important. So it's like not all the time mereka ialah important and urgent all the time lah. So
betul. So you see here ada benda yang urgent and perlu you punya immediate attention. Tapi ada benda yang urgent tapi dia tak perlukan immediate attention. So benda tu kita schedule later. Tapi still lah kena try sebab dia important. Cuma dia tak urgent. Ada benda yang urgent tapi dia tak important. Sebab mungkin dia tak perlukan you punya specific skills, so boleh delegate dekat orang lain. Tapi dia perlu disiapkan, benda ni urgent. Ada benda yang tak important, tak urgent. So help yourself to differentiate benda ni. Alright? Okay.
Yeah, I think we have about a few more minutes. We need to end. You have one more point, right?
So the next part yang I rasa macam I nak include a bit, I guess that benda ni we have heard biasanya dengar lah. So break your goals. Kalau boleh cuba ada main goal, secondary goal and also mini goal. So contohnya lah kalau someone yang study degree kan, so my main goal is to finish my degree. So your secondary goal, apa you punya secondary goal, apa yang you boleh buat untuk finish your degree. Contohnya need to complete my dissertations. So this secondary goal cuba set a time frame. So I need to complete this secondary goal within a month, for instance, atau beberapa bulan. So you are the one who choose and decide. And your mini goal, macam mana pula I nak complete my dissertations tu, break lagi kecil. Kan? Kadang kita procrastinate ni sebab macam I cakap lah, sama ada kita rasa benda ni susah untuk kita. So bila kita break down, kita akan nampak actually benda ni tak susah pun. Ataupun kita rasa macam benda ni terlalu banyak. That's why kita tend to procrastinate things. Sedangkan kalau kita pecahkan kecil-kecil, part kecil-kecil tu, bila kita dah pecahkan kan, kita akan nampak actually memang dia nampak macam banyak sebab dah involve banyak step kan. Tapi at least we can get some clear idea how it's gonna be, the flow. Rather than kita letak as a big picture sahaja, then benda tu tak motivate kita. Okay.
The
Lepas tu,
breaking down goals, right?
breaking down the goals and then eat the frog first. Eat the frog first, what I mean ialah get your biggest goal. So maksudnya bukan I suruh pergi makan katak ya untuk improve your procrastination. What I'm trying to say here, antara goal-goal yang you ada tu, which one yang you rasa macam it's important for you to address first. Eat your biggest goal first atau yang paling susah. Jangan buat yang paling senang. So kita buat yang paling senang, dah siap. Tapi yang susah tak apalah, nanti I simpan. I tinggalkan dulu. Then benda tu procrastinate.
And
okay?
Also like I like the eat the frog part dengan buat semasa is like in the morning or the time yang you rasa lebih ada energy to do it. So the highest energy match with the hardest thing you can do.
Betul. Sementara tengah semangat ni, buat yang susah dulu. Okay? And then give yourself an ownership to do things. Maksudnya do it for your sake lah. Maksudnya jangan buat benda tu disebabkan orang lain. Other people's expectation. Do it for your own self. Then you can find the meaningful of doing things. Alright. So yeah, that's all from my side. Yongsin, you ada apa-apa?
I guess I really appreciate a lot of things as we are talking about. I think a lot of things, we still have a lot of points to share, but we have the time limit also lah. But one more point that I think is really important is always reward yourself for the hard work that you put in. Because a lot of times today you plan to break your procrastination behavior. It's a habit that dari zaman-zaman dulu lah. So actually susah nak, you say hari ni I nak try a different thing, then for the next few weeks or the next year I akan stay the same way. It's very difficult to say 100% we will change. Tapi when you start changing already, it's already an achievement itself lah. So sometimes we will go up and down a little bit, sometimes we procrastinate a bit again, tapi it's always to keep in mind that to try your best, to come back to your to try again, to try doing your work again, and then when you manage to do it even a bit by bit, also reward yourself for the hard work lah. Sometimes it's ice cream ke atau chocolate ke, give yourself a break lah.
Betul.
Not ice cream here.
Okay. Yes, ada komen daripada Fatihah ni, dia kata bukan pasal attention span saja, for people with ADHD it's very difficult to initiate tasks. That is not about initiating, it's about maintaining juga. So yes, memang betul, that's the nature of ADHD lah, tapi everything is about, the main thing is about attention span. Sebab bila you nak initiate the task, it require you to have a proper duration of attention span juga. Sebab just imagine how you want to initiate the task if you keep being distracted with something else along the way lah. So yes, nak makan ubat stimulant pun susah biasanya. Yes, kita terima otak kita build different, in this case chaotic. I can see that you have a good acceptance skills lah about your conditions. So it's okay. It doesn't mean that having a different way of different kind of macam thinking process ni kan, siapa namanya ni, Sister Fatihah ni kan. So again, it doesn't make us as a different person, different as a person. Okay, so it just makes us different in doing things sahaja. But then it still have a lot of techniques that you can try to learn on how to improve yourself better. So no matter what, kita semua sama je. So cara kita perform doing things tu mungkin berbeza. So you might have a different way as compared to us lah. So again, when we talk about procrastination ni, memang dia sangatlah closely associated dengan ADHD issues. But again, maybe you can try this as an Eisenhower's apa namanya, Eisenhower's metric ni. bagus metrik ni.
Yeah, there's a lot of try and error as well, kan? Not all the
Yeah,
techniques work for every one of us.
betul. So give yourself a try dululah. Okay?
Hmm.
Alright.
Alright,
So
so our time is
yes,
up.
our time is up. So I hope that our audience can get something from our live today. Yep. So hope we deliver a benefit punya information lah to all of our audience.
Yeah. And
Alright.
also, I really appreciate today's audience is really engaging and also very compassionate in many, many ways. Sangat very nice lah to each other as well. So be nice to yourself as well lah for all the efforts you put in.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.
Have a
Bye
nice day.
bye.